mech fighting. The concept has existed in media for a long time, and it's kinda obvious to copy and paste the idea into VR, but I never really explored the world of VR mech games until the release of Underdogs. Is Underdogs the first VR mech game? No. Is it the first mech game where I can punch a dog unconscious? For better or worse, yeah. I've dabbled in my fair share of boxing games in VR, and none of them have really satisfied me. With hand-to-hand combat, you expect that tactile feedback whenever you punch something, so, you go to punch something and it doesn't exist, so you're just punching the air, it doesn't really feel like much. So Underdogs added a little in-between. You're in a mech, and you just punch the air. But obviously this still wouldn't work if the core game wasn't fun to play, and luckily Underdogs nailed it. The game starts you off by giving you a punching bag. You have to punch this punching bag once, and then you don't punch hard enough. So you go to punch again.
You gotta have more than that.
And the same result. So on the third punch, you give it your all, you punch it as hard as you physically can.
Whoa!
Just to barely leave a dent in it. You really have to give it your all if you want to land a decent punch in this game, which is honestly why I have so much fun with it. The core concept is very simple. You're just in a mech, you have two arms, you gotta punch the shit out of everything that comes near you, but you gotta make sure that you don't take damage to the mech itself. They call it the bubble, so that's what I'll just call it for the rest of the video. And the bubble sort of acts as like your HUD. It's a screen that goes in front of you, it displays health bars above things, but as soon as you see it start to crack, your HUD also starts to go away, because the screen is gone, it's cracked. So you can't see enemy health bars or anything like that, so at all costs, you need to protect the bubble. Your arms can also break off. If you take too much damage to one of the arms, they'll just go away and you have one arm for the rest of the fight. And that's about it. You just keep going and going and going until you get bored. And the enemy variety is great. You've got anywhere from explosive bugs to these small little beetles that run around to these dogs that jump towards you. You've got armored enemies as well, so you have to punch them in specific spots or you'll send your mech flying. And they have a few more that I won't spoil, including boss fights. They're not anything too crazy from what I remember, but I remember the last one being extremely hard. And nonetheless, they're fun. It's a change of pace. But when I first watched the trailers of this game, I really did not care about it. It didn't look too interesting to me, the gameplay looked kind of generic, and when I listened to the story, it was like, oh, the 9-year-old army is selling stuff. Like, okay, that's the cheesiest thing I've ever heard. And yeah, when you play the game, it's the cheesiest thing you've ever heard. They use an excessive amount of profanity, and all of, like, the jokes and everything are just like, oh, he made my balls itch, like, it's just stupid. It's stupid humor. But it's self-aware that it's stupid humor, and it's a nice change of pace to break everything down and kind of settle in whenever you're done fighting everyone. Because in between fights, the game sort of turns into like an RPG, where you meet up with different people, you can trade with them, there's currency in the game where you can like buy different attachments and whatnot. It really isn't anything crazy, it's not, but if there is anything to add on to it, they really use depth to their advantage. I like the depth, you can see how far away they are. I don't know how that looks on a flat screen, but like this is kind of a window. You see like around the edges. It's so cool how they did that. It doesn't really look like much on a flat screen, but in VR, this is one of the coolest uses that I've ever seen for some sort of cheap cutscene alternative. I don't know, I just think it's creative. But once you start to get all these different abilities and everything, you can start to create combos. You're gonna start building sets where maybe every single headshot that you get does like double damage, but body shots don't do much. And then you just build on top of that idea constantly over and over and over, and eventually you build up this entire suit where like you do no damage to a body shot, but headshots one shot. You find your own playstyle, you find something that you like to do, and then there's abilities in the game that let you add on to that. If you just like to punch something in the air 3 times to knock it out and then throw it into the wall, great, they got this little grabby hand thing. Or if you like taking it slow, they have this spike thing where you can implant spikes into the ground to kind of stick the enemies there for a little bit. And I played my fair share of VR. All of this, regardless of whatever ability you have, whatever kit you have, it is exhausting. And I'm not talking like exhausting, sit there for 2 hours and play it. I'm talking like, I'm done in 30 minutes, and the game just finds one more way to get you back in that fight. Oops. I punched the headphone cable out of my headset. That's the first time I've ever done that. Whether it's a new arm that you unlocked and you just want to fight something, or you just have a continuous run. Which, yes, this game has a roguelike version, and it has a sandbox. The Underdogs devs have been genuinely super cool. They've released so many free updates for this game, it's ridiculous, including the roguelike and sandbox mode, as I said. But there's a lot of little quality of life things that they've added to the game, a lot of new arms and new abilities and everything. And they've just been doing this for free, like that never happens for VR games. They also add like these weekly challenges that you can do, where every week they they release a new set of enemies and a new set of abilities that you can unlock, and you just have to beat the shit out of as many enemies as you can. And I like how they keep track of how many bots you've killed. It's how many tons of metal have you destroyed. It's such a clever way to kind of just rack up that number, see how high you can get it. Not to mention, the soundtrack. Oh my god, they actually license music, and it is some of the best music that I've heard in a VR game. But just like the story, it's way over the top, uses way too much profanity and all that, but it's kind of like in a fun way. The music is a perfect touch to this game that really just adds that extra bit of atmosphere, and I'm glad they spent the extra money on it. These guys, whoever they hired for this or whoever they licensed for it, are really talented artists, and they got a large variety of it, so there's a good mix of stuff. You never really hear repeated tracks like back to back to back. Usually you'll hear like 4 or 5 get rotated out. But with the solid gameplay, solid atmosphere, solid story, just solid overall game, makes you question, can you punch your friend with this? This is something that I've been wanting to do in VR for a while. I just want to have like a boxing match with a friend or something, because I'm not actually going to go out and punch them. Like, I feel mean doing that. I can't do that. But if we're boxing in a virtual space, honestly, the idea kind of sounds fun. And with Underdog's simple to understand gameplay and complex, almost management style health system, I really want to play this game with a friend, and luckily, the devs have said that they are releasing a multiplayer update sometime. They haven't really announced much. This is a brand new announcement. I think it got announced like a month ago or something. All they've shared are story details, that there's going to be like a campaign and whatnot, and I believe there's still going to be PvP. So if they nail that netcode, this is going to be some of the most fun that I've ever had in VR, genuinely. Most multiplayer games that I've played so far that are somewhat competitive are like Veil. They're all shooter games. It's stuff where you shoot people from really far away, or it's super duper close quarters. Other than that, it's all like specialty games, like that one Frisbee game on the Quest that Meta shut down that I really liked, I just forget the name of it. But if this is the first time I can like physically interact with the other player on a competitive level, to have like live events where players can just go up and watch 2 people box or whatnot, I just think that'd be so cool. And I know not everyone is here for the multiplayer in terms of like PvP. Some people just want to run with their friends and beat up a bunch of bots or whatever, which also sounds fun. I'm not saying it doesn't sound fun. I'm just a really competitive PvP person. That's what I get the most hours out of. But anywho, I'm going to stop rambling about all this. Underdogs is a great game. Chop suey! It's really tiring, so I would recommend just, prepping a little bit beforehand. Maybe get like a washcloth or something to wipe the sweat off your forehead. I would also clean your headset. Just throwing that out there. If you haven't cleaned your headset in a while, go do that, man. Or just do it now. Go clean your headset now. Of course, if you have any questions, concerns, anything like that, feel free to leave a comment. I do read all of your comments, I promise. If you liked the video, great. I'm not going to ask for anything in return. If you didn't like it, shh, don't tell your friends. And I think that's about all I have to say. So you have a good one. Go watch another video, I guess, if you want to kill more time. I don't know. Or just stop doom scrolling, okay? Go do something. Go outside. Probably a nice day out. Or it's raining. I'm in Philly. It's raining all day. Bye-bye.